Hi! It's already 14 weeks that I'm living this story with Gecko, with this cancer, and honestly, I'm surprised that things are moving on, that I'm able to fight this battle. I'm really surprised to see how my body can recover. Remember last week's I was completely down. I was having this nausea and not being able to eat anything, and I with no strength at all, and then all of a sudden now I see myself like 1 week later almost ready for this fifth chemo, which I have tomorrow. And I say, okay, my bodies are a work of art. And they can recover so quickly, so well, if you give them the right, food and the right time to recover. Lots of sleeping, which helps a lot. And actually, this last week, there was one day when I felt really strong, all things considered, and I decided, okay, there's something I wanted to do for some time now. I wanted to paint these walls, and as you see, there's color. Before it was white. So I was very happy to be able to do some painting, and actually we had a great time with my neighbor Natalie, because she had spare time that day, and she came and we spent a couple of hours laughing and painting and having a great time together. So it was great to have some normal life, a day with normal life, with a normal project, laughing like normally, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. And then the next day I went to the hospital and I had a scan, a PET scan. That is an examination where they see they see all the cancer cells, how they grow, if you have metastasis, or if your tumor is shrinking, which I hope. Anyway, I was there, and as I was waiting for the second part of my examination, I was walking around the corridors, and all of a sudden I see this group of people around a little baby, and I was like, what is a baby doing here? This is a place where there's lots of radioactivity, and babies are not allowed there, or pregnant women. And but for one reason or another, this little baby was there. Actually, it was a newborn baby, because it was really tiny, and the doctors were looking at him, and he was with tubes and things, and I was like, oh, poor little thing. But it really surprised me that the baby had gotten hold of the nurse's finger, and he wouldn't let go. And then I went away, I came back, and the little baby, now it was just the baby and the nurse, and the baby was still holding the nurse's finger. And then I went back to my waiting area, and I could see from a distance the baby and the nurse, and the nurse was still there, in the same position, and you could tell that the baby was still holding her. And it really made me think. It was like, wow, this baby is clever. He knows what's important in life. I didn't know what his problem or her problem was, but this baby realized that this nurse was a source of affection, a source of hope, perhaps. I don't know, I'm making this out, but honestly, to see this baby in such a state but not letting go of that finger, it was like, wow, and it really made me think. And and now it's like you're like in the middle of a process with a sickness that is really nothing nice, and you're kind of fed up with the whole story. And I think of this baby, and I said, yeah, this is what I have to do. This is what I'm doing actually. I'm not letting go of God's hand, of Jesus' hand. Jesus promised to be with me, to be with each one of us every day until the end of time. And I really claim that promise because, yeah, there are moments when you're kind of up to your neck with this story, and you feel like, okay, I really don't want any more chemos. I have tomorrow my 5th chemo, and I know that in a couple of days I will have nausea again, and I'll be very weak, and I won't be able to eat anymore, and back to this, cycle, this thing that I really don't like. And you're like, oh, I'm so fed up with this story, but I'm not letting go of that hand. And yeah, I'm kind of fed up, but I don't want to let God's hand go. I'm holding him, and I'm sure that he's here with me, and it's with these thoughts that I want to start in this new week, that I want to go again to my chemo tomorrow and know that, yeah, there's hope, that I'm not alone, and that there's very good reasons to go on fighting. So goodbye, and until next week. Cheers.